Alright guys, Papa Pepper here with another episode of the Wild Man's Wild Friends. Today I've got a couple little red-eared sliders. Red-eared sliders, Trachemys scripta elegans. It's their scientific name. They're pretty much called red-eared sliders. They've got the little red ears. This guy's tucked in his shell, but you can see it here on the little one. And they can grow over a foot long, up to maybe about 16 inches. These ones are obviously small. This one probably hatched last year, and this one's going to be just a little bit older. They've got beautiful markings on their skin, much like a painted turtle, and then different belly pattern. And then the shell is also very, very beautiful, very interesting. Now in the wild, these guys will live about 20 to 30 years. In captivity, they can live for over 40. They are one of the more common pet shop brands. In fact, they're kind of the most popular pet turtle in the world. And that's caused some issues because, you get them, you used to be able to get them like this big. But turtles under 4 inches in shell length can carry salmonella. So now you're going to want one at least 4 inches or bigger. For the pet trade, but then when you get one of these, you put in a 5-gallon or 10-gallon aquarium. Eventually it outgrows it, and a lot of people release them into the wild. So now, although they're indigenous to pretty much southeastern, United States, you'll find them in Israel, you'll find them in Europe, Australia, South Africa, the Caribbean islands. So they've been released all over the place, and they kind of take over. So they are considered an invasive species by some. We didn't have these up in Wisconsin. We had the painted turtle, but they're very common down here in Arkansas and farther south. I used to see a lot of them in Texas and then Louisiana too. They're omnivores, so they eat they'll eat the vegetation out there in the wild, and then they'll also eat minnows and dead fish, frogs, earthworms, anything they can kind of get their hands on like that. I used to kind of have a lot of these guys in the pet trade back in the day, and I mean they're a beautiful turtle. They really are. They're cute. This guy's obviously a little more shy, but he's hiding in his shell there. I wish I had a bigger one for you at the moment. I don't at the moment. And I'll take some nice close-up pictures of these shells too. Not sure how well you guys can see that. But that's pretty beautiful for the back and the belly too. And you can see this little guy is kind of round, almost like a 50-cent piece, circular. A lot of little turtles start out that way, and then they kind of elongate as they get older. If I had a bigger one, it'd be elongated too. These guys will lay eggs. Female will crawl up on the shore, dig a hole somewhere off in a sandy area, somewhere where there's good sun. She'll deposit her eggs there and leave them, and then they'll either hatch out in the fall, or they'll overwinter in the nest and they'll hatch the next spring, which some little guys do. When they hatch, they're even smaller than this. Like I said, this guy was probably last year's. So just another one of the Wild Man's Wild Friends. Beautiful turtles. I can't wait to have my own pond one day. It'd be so cool just to have, a variety of turtles right at my own place. So, alright, Papa out.